Welcome to Community Updates. We are here with Miss Marcellus. I'm sorry. Marshall is my guest co-host this evening. I am Michelle White, and we have Mark Lang from the Energy Zone, and we have Dr. Marcellus Thomas, who is going to be telling you about teas and juices. We're going to be talking about natural herbal benefits to the body opposed to medicine. So we're going to be talking about that. But first I want to I was mentioning how it's just so much killing going on. So it's like it's an attack on our children, but children that are just dying and being raped and being run down. And it's like it's an attack on our children. Some people will say that, well, there's nothing we can do. There's always something we can do. Absolutely. And one of the things that we can do is pray, as well as get out and do things in the community. So I mentioned that last week, but I want to take a moment to just say a prayer. So, Father, we thank you, and we ask you to help us with this world, God. Keep a hedge of protection around our children. Yes. Our seed and our seed, mothers and fathers, and all the killing. Help it to stop, God. Help it to us to be a more community minded and help in these situations. These children, many of them are getting guns from their parents and from their, just the mental health. Father, we need help in this time and in this hour, and collectively, you said when we come together to pray that things can happen. So we're coming together to pray, and we thank you for this. We thank you, God. Amen. Amen. So before we get started, I like to share with the community a few jobs and some other things that are happening in the community, because again, this show is called Community Updates. Right. And so there is a job. There's a customer service job, delivery job. I found these on one of the sites, not LinkedIn, but some site. But there are a couple of customer service delivery job drivers. And I'm going with Kroger's. Kroger's is hiring for delivery drivers and for shoppers. But then also, one of the really good jobs, I was listening today with the things that are going on in Upper Michigan, where they're having a meeting on the state of Michigan. There are a lot of people that are getting checks and things right now, and they don't want to work. But the automotive industry is huge. That's not we won't be getting these checks forever. And so we need to be thinking about going back to work, those who aren't working. And Wayne County Community College District has an awesome program with Roush Automotive, which is a national company. And they will train you and pay you while you're being trained. Roush Automotive. They will pay you $14 an hour while you're being trained. Then you have an automatic job upon completion that gives you a net income of up to $100,000. That is not play money. So check it out. It's with Wayne County Community College District. There's also USS Steel, national company, hiring. And another thing I want to share with you is that I was at a conference today, and classes are free if you're 60 and above at Wayne County Community College District. Free. Can we say free? Can y'all say free with me? Free. That's for 60 and above. But now these programs, and that's computer training, that is exercise classes, art theory, any class. If you're 60 and above, every class is free in Wayne County Community College District. Wow. That's amazing. That is outstanding. Yeah, you said over 100 programs? Over 100 programs, free. For those 60 and above. And then the ones that I just mentioned are also free to get into. for the Roush is training you to go to school. They're paying for your school. USS Steel is hiring, but we have a few programs where they will pay you to be trained at Wayne County and with the companies, and then you get a job upon completion. So check out Wayne County Community College District. There are a lot of things happening. The YMCA is hiring, and this is not just locally. YMCA is also around in different areas. Oakland County Parks and Recreation is hiring. Go to their website, check it out. And then we also have, there's classes and things that are offered for the children. You want to get your children involved in something? Wayne County Community College District also offers classes during the summer at several of the campuses, financial classes. These children are learning at a faster rate than we ever could have imagined. My grandson taught me how to talk text when he was 3. Wow. He was 3. Wow. He's 10 now. He was in my car, and his name is Robert, if he's listening. And he said, Granny, why are you doing it like that? All you have to do, these cars have computers now. He said, all you have to do is dot, 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 dot. And I said, how do you know that? You don't even drive. He said, it's a computer. Right. And he was right. Yeah. So get your children involved in some coding classes being offered at the college. Get your children involved in some financial literacy classes. They don't have to wait till they get our age to learn. We see children now amassing their millions, getting their career started when they're little people, whether it's a podcast or a reels or whatever. So there are many things that we can do to keep our children involved in constructive things that help them, help us. Absolutely. We thank God that they might want to take care of us when we get older. That's a maybe. But we want them to be wealthy, healthy, and wise, right? Right. So absolutely. We're going to get started right in here today and talk about health. I am excited. Both of these gentlemen, Mark Lang has a wonderful juice shop, and you're going to see his juices. This is from the Energy Zone, which is on Livernois between 7 and 8 Mile. Right. Now, yes, it is local, but I'm sure if you're watching from Florida, from wherever you are, they will ship some out to you, won't you? You can think about that. Yeah, you can make it happen. See, we have a make it happen attitude. And you sell tea. So his juices I have direct benefits from the juices that I have been drinking from the Energy Zone. And then they used to make kombucha. I was going to mention the kombucha because I was going to mention the kombucha. And I'm hoping they start making that again. The kombucha, I had sciatica from my hip to my ankle. And I was not a believer in all these health stuff. And so I was drinking kombucha. He had instructed me to drink it every day and I drank it every day for a year. He said, put it in your water bottles and drink it. And I did so. And it took it away. Can we see it took it away? It didn't just mask the pain like the doctors were giving me pills to mask the pain, and it helped minimally. But who wants to keep taking pills? Right. That's what I love about you two being here today. I'm always trying to find different ways. Yes, I'm getting older. Yes, I have different things going on in the body. And your tea, sir, you told me when I drank it, you said the first one cup, the first cup you drink, you're going to feel the direct benefits from this tea. Wow. Can I tell you, I felt energetic. I have tea today. Okay. This is my last one. You bought some samples?
Yep, I got another box here.
Okay, great. Okay, you all can maybe buy some, but that box he has is mine. Okay, because I'm drinking this tea every day, but he's going to tell us more about it. But these gentlemen are here. I was taking pain pills, and my pain had gotten so excruciating in my back that I was taking like 3, sometimes 4 a day. That's not good. No. That's not good for your kidneys. That's not good for your system. And so I said, Lord, help me find some natural something to help take this pain away.
Absolutely. Wow.
Ta-da! Wow. I'm down to 1, and that's a 1 maybe.
Right. Wow. So you did cut back. You did reduce. After 1
I'm done after just one. I gave away a few
Wow,
of these
right?
teas.
Yeah.
This is what it comes in, and I got 20 teas. Can I tell the price on here?
Yes.
20 teas for $20, and you can reuse the teas over again.
Right.
So I was reusing them,
Yes.
2 or 3 in there.
There's 10 bags in that box for
Okay.
$19.99.
Okay.
These bags are very powerful.
Mhm.
It's hard to believe what our customers have. Basically, the feedback we're getting back across the country is unbelievable.
Mhm.
People are cutting back psychotropic medications,
Mhm.
lowering their cancer medication even, and just in general, we feel people with depression. My mom included. She's been down for maybe a week or two, totally dead, laid out in the bed, just laid out, giving up pretty much. And she has an interesting testimonial on our YouTube station, and it is pretty compelling. But oh yeah, the teas.
Wait a minute,
See,
before you tell us about the benefits of the teas and the
yes.
properties, everybody's been asking me, well, what's in the teas?
Yes.
And you're
Right.
going to have to tell
Right.
us something
It works
because everybody's
instantly.
been asking me that. And I
Right.
said, look, I don't know if it works. That's what I
Right.
did with the kombucha. I
Right.
didn't care what it tasted like. If it's
Right.
working,
Right.
I'm doing it. So, but I've got to do a station identification.
Okay.
Again, you're listening to us on WJZZ Cool TV, and I want you to call in tonight. You might have questions on what, let the doctor, let Mr. Mark Lang know what ails you in your body. So call in at 313-355-6018. Again, that number, and I told you every time you come into community updates, you need to bring your paper and your pencil because we're going to give information to you that is beneficial for you, for the community. If it's not for you, then it's for someone else that you know. Share this. This is one way that we help one another.
Right.
Community, uplifting each other in the community.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to hear from my co-host. But you're watching us on WJZZ Cool TV. This is Community Updates. Please give us a call at 313-355-6018. So Dr. Marcellus Thomas, we'll let you go first and tell us about the teas.
Yes. These teas are very potent. As soon as you drink one cup in one sitting, it'll literally give you a tingle. Typically, we have a customary tingle that we're getting back from the customers. They're feeling a tingle whatever is out of place or out of whack on the body, it tingles. If you have profound migraine headaches, your head will tingle. If you have skin issues, you'll feel your face or your skin, your arm, wherever there's eczema, whatever, it begins to tingle. It's pretty profound, and typically, I have a whole vat of it here, and Miss White have a vat there. That's what we have
Got
here.
my tea.
It's way too much. It's way too much. One bag. We have people trying to sell these bags wholesale on the street like marijuana, and at their workplaces, and knocking on door other offices. It's that. I can go into so much stuff. But at
I
any
know
rate,
you might not be able to tell us everything that's in it. That might be your trade secret.
well,
But can you let us know some of what's in it?
yes, we on the YouTube station we do disclose for the most part what's in it. The mix is more
Because you have a
proprietary.
YouTube channel,
Absolutely.
a podcast as well.
Yes,
You be sure and tell us
yes.
more about that.
Absolutely. We've been in business for about a good 2 months at least right now. We're already at 1,600 views overall.
Wow.
We've amassed a pretty significant customer base nationwide. We have customers in Georgia, Indiana, all over Michigan, Texas, and South Carolina as well, and several in Texas, if I didn't mention that already. When you try it, you're hooked. This stuff is that potent. It depends. Each batch is custom formulated to the specific patient. We don't have a cookie cutter approach. If you want that, you go get you some Lipton's at Kroger, right? And so you're only getting one ingredient. We have several packages, several tiers. What I brought here today have 16 herbs in one package. So you're getting you're getting a condition from a lot of different directions. Customer may come up and say, I want something for maybe depression. Maybe I want to lose a little weight. You have something, I've seen on your website, you see you have something for triple slim. Can I get quadruple slim? They can slant it to one benefit or another.
Did I say I want slimming in mine too?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And so we can slant it and lean it. We can lean, get out of 10 bags, you can lean 3 or lean 4 or lean the whole thing to a whole package to one particular benefit. So we have like ginger in there, several varieties of green tea. We don't have one of anything in any. It's a personal philosophy of mine that absolutes is false and separation of existing outside of change. And my personal perspective, and along the philosophy at Michigan's Natural Living, we think that nature and God thinks like that.
Mhm.
For instance, you have an apple, but there's many types.
Right.
You have one, you have grape, of which is a prototype or the archetype, but there's several types, which each unique type offering a different benefit to the body.
Mhm.
It's like language. You can say car in many different languages.
Right.
It's more than one ways to do a what, different hows for the same what.
Mhm.
And so it's critical that we understand what the pharmaceutical industry has done to us. They've flipped that. They take what I just said and just flipped it and get you down to one variety medication, say put the hypertension medication with like Cinepril in it. I deal with this stuff every day. I'm a pharmacist. We'll dispense
And I
like
love that you're a pharmacist,
absolute
but
right.
looking for holistic ways to help patients.
I can see it from both ends.
Mhm.
And see that's a unique perspective. So I can see the you could say corrupt side as well, and I can see the fallacy in that, and then I can flip it on
Right.
to help the community. Right now, my products is just for sale to African Americans.
Okay.
If I wanted this product to take off and make millions, you could easily do that. If I was to release this and go mainstream, given the potency and the electrifying energy and effects that you get almost instantly in most cases.
First cup.
First cup.
I felt it the first full cup that I had. I felt more energetic
Right.
alone.
Absolutely. We have several different types of green tea that's responsible for that effect with several different types of ginger. There's more than one type of turmeric. There's more than one type of everything. We'll put that in here. We have access to every herb on the planet, many from the ancient world as well.
Mhm.
A lot of our sources which are proprietary as well. Some of this stuff is a lot of it's international. We get it. We have sources that are internationally located internationally, and we're mixing together. It's not only the mix, but it's also the quantity that's key. See,
Right.
and so we'll put them together, fresh. Nothing's preserved. Everything's made on demand only.
And you use a special type of tea bag too,
Absolutely.
right? Mhm.
The each product is stored in a wooden tea bag.
Mm.
Reason being the wood is a natural component that suits the product. Wood
Right.
naturally acquires it pulls in more water. Wood is very absorbent, which also helps diffuse the herbal leaf product.
Mhm.
So and that helps that spearmint release. We have spearmint in there. We have a whole list of things, and so it's hard to list everything that's in these bags because every patient has a different criteria, different recipe. They
Right.
would like to cater to their particular ailments or what have you. And so we have we can put something in there for sleep to help you maintain sleep, pain. Right now, I'm working on several custom pain formulations. Ginger is good for pain. Clover is good for pain, and several there's a few peppers and so forth herbs that's good for pain. And there's some other things we can put in there that'll supersede tramadol and Norgo.
So
On
But
on my pain one, throw some exercise. I mean, some slimming in my
Absolutely.
pain, please. He's
For
making
sure.
me a pain batch.
Yes,
Even though I'm feeling a lot less pain, and like I said, I'm down to just taking one, maybe a day pain pill
amazing.
in just what 2 weeks.
That's
Has it been 2 weeks since
unbelievable.
I
If
mentioned?
that, if
It's
that,
so
that.
does it detox as well as get to
Yes.
the
if
roots
you
of
want
pain?
it to.
Okay.
In your case, if you wanted to, for you, I could.
Okay.
Maybe not.
I want
Maybe
some
not for my
detox.
It just depends. Person who has
I
migraine
need
headaches.
a whole
Yeah,
cleansing.
it kill headaches, migraine headaches on contact.
Mm.
Okay.
I know
And
it's
so we
made
can't say that.
I hate to say
That's why
this
we
like
don't say
this. I'm not
anything
trying to
because
be
it's like
crass,
secret. We don't really.
but it's made my urine clear.
Right. That we're getting that.
I
We're getting
love
white
that,
out
and I know that's
we can't,
good.
but we can't. Because of that,
Uh-huh.
we have to watch the wording on the videos because of that.
Oh,
Right.
I work for the pharmaceutical industry,
oh.
and so
But isn't that good for me?
it's a miracle.
Yeah.
It's a
I was
miracle to be
like,
quite frank.
wow.
But
Okay.
and so we're getting a lot of people from the other communities that want in.
Mm.
Because mind you, a lot of my customers are taking this stuff to work. They're multitasking like without even looking.
One
They're
of
taking
my
a lot of
colleagues
stress,
at
no
work,
problem.
Right.
Mr. Sims shared it with me.
Absolutely.
I'm so thankful.
Mm.
Dr. Peace is in on it. Several others at the downtown campus, administrators at the downtown
This is a
campus.
former Wayne County Community College District staff, for which I told a lot of people that you would be on this evening. But this Mr. Mark Lang was my go-to person. If I got a cold
Yes.
or a pain or anything, right here.
Wow.
House looked like a pharmacy.
Real
We've
deal.
been a little bit better on
MSN
that
and
now.
all
We
that
have the
stuff.
shop. So.
Yeah, you've got your shop now over on
Sweet.
Livernois. So tell us about your juices. We're gonna come back to you
Oh,
as
for
well.
sure.
You had a question. Did you want to answer?
Oh, I was gonna ask when you said it's particularly for African Americans.
Right.
Is that basically you want to make sure the education for us to relearn how to make our bodies well, because we have a lot of autoimmune. What I think in our community, we suffer from a lot of autoimmune issues.
Absolutely. Yes, we are this. We're, and I am religious as well. We are the most religious and the most prayingest people on the planet, and we are the lowest in comparison to other groups because of a profound lack of knowledge as it relates to living and as nature intended.
Right.
That has broad ramifications, broad-reaching ramifications that I have to deal with us first.
Right.
They push a lot of this. I can go to so many. They push a lot of. We should cater to other groups, other issues, whatever, and neglecting
So
ourselves.
you're gonna
And
start
we've
at
done
home
that.
first.
We need to start at home
I
first.
like that.
All houses are not on fire. Our house is inflamed
Mhm.
on all levels:
And we eat way too
agricultural,
much salt
intellectual,
and
entrepreneurial, healthcare. I go financial. Go down the line. We're burning up here,
mhm.
and we're the natural people. So
And that's why it's good for community updates. The community,
Absolutely.
we have to update each other.
Right.
We have to share what's going to benefit each other. We need to be buying together. We need
absolutely
to be doing everything together
first
first.
buy black, sell to anybody. Now I'm kind of want to sell just to us for right now, but because
we have all types of viewers though watching our show.
Oh, right. I will sell. I
And
I
we
can
have
sell to
people
others
from all over the
Yes.
United States.
Yes.
I want to thank all of the viewers and listeners. We have over 10,000
Wow.
viewers and listeners already. And we've
Wow.
just been on just a few months too. Yeah.
Wow.
That's to our guests and viewers and people sharing it. And so, if people want to start marketing their products or marketing, we're open to doing some commercial station identification commercials.
Wow.
Please give us a call. You can call me at 248-238-4863. But if you want to call in tonight and ask some questions about some benefits, that health benefits, natural health benefits for you and your body, please call in and give us a call at 313-355-6018. So, Mr. Lang, tell us about some of the benefits of the juice. Now, these three are mine. I asked for these three this evening. This is triple berry. They are so delicious. He brought some samples so you all could taste them afterwards. But this is a triple berry juice, and we have the watermelon pine. So good. When I tell you these juices are good, even these green juices. Sometimes I make a green juice at home. It doesn't taste like yours. And this is green pineapple.
Wow.
Delicious. They're not
Wow.
just healthy and all natural, they're delicious. Please tell us more about
All
them.
right, thank you, Ms. White, for the glowing endorsement. So we make raw juices, and essentially we take raw fruits and raw vegetables and turn them into juice. We've got a 3-step process that includes juicing and blending, which allows us to get the flavor that we get, and we get great feedback from our customers on flavor, which is important when you're using kale and spinach and parsley and cucumber and carrots and things that people don't always warm up to right away, and especially the beet, one of my favorites, and one of the ones that kind of helped us kick off the business. So the raw juices provide living enzymes, so heat, which is appropriate for some things and will still allow you to get nutrients in some vegetables and plants, will tend to kill some of the more delicate items inside of a plant or a fruit. And so when you're able to take it in a raw state, and most ideally to eat something raw, then you tend to get more of what's in there coming right out of the soil. Every plant has an assignment. Every plant has a God-given assignment. Now, not all plants are necessarily made for us to eat. And then those that are edible, some are medicinal, some are culinary, and some are both. So you can have a plant that's medicinal. That means you don't need to eat it every day. But if you have an ailment, you might take it like a person would take ibuprofen for pain. And I imagine some of what's in your blends will include things that people might not take every day for the rest of their life. And then some things are fine to take on a daily basis. And again, some have both properties. So she talked about the green pineapple. We have over 60 combinations, all raw fruits and vegetables, but this is number one, and it's been number one. And I think what I'm getting to see is that there's a growing consciousness in our community about people wanting to be healthy. Now, we don't always know what to do, and certainly I don't know everything, but there's a lot that God has provided for us just in finding healing. There's healing in the leaves of the trees. There's healing coming out of the soil, which is where we were created from. So when we go back to the soil, you referred to nature, a lot of times we'll find what our body's needing. Now, often at a conscious level, we don't know. There's a communication that goes on inside of the body that's beyond or outside of our conscious thinking. So the body and the foods we take talk to each other. They communicate.
Absolutely.
The body responds to what the substances that we're intaking are bringing to the table. And so the body knows what it needs. It's outstanding in its intelligence, but our minds don't necessarily know what our bodies
minds might
need.
say, I want some macaroni and cheese.
But the
and
body
some,
is saying, give
fried
me some
chicken."
raw fruit and
Right.
vegetables.
More mac and cheese, please.
Right.
And so taste buds, and sometimes your body will signal to you, your brain will maybe bring something to mind. This is my belief anyway, doctor, that will help what's going on. You develop kind of a craving for something, and it may be
Sugars.
indicative of something that you actually need in your body at that time, or at least the best fit in your brain's experience. But when you eat something, even when you take a pill, you don't know exactly what the pill is doing, but the pill and your body are interacting. Well, it's the same thing with kale, with spinach, with parsley. What makes the vegetables green is chlorophyll, which has, if I'm not mistaken, doctor, a close composition to our blood.
Absolutely.
So the green plants and the blood, and sometimes we don't like our greens, our kids, I got grandkids too, so you know the greens is another issue, but the greens kind of communicate well and sometimes easily with our bodies and can be a source of energy. The raw fruits,
How much
vegetables
green should
are
we take
energized.
per
Well,
day?
that's almost like Dr. Thomas was talking about. That's almost a customized answer to that question. One depends on your objective, and then secondly, what your needs are, which again, we don't always know. Now, the body is wonderful at being able to throw out and throw off excess stuff. Your urine may come out yellow, not necessarily because you're toxic, but because you took some B vitamins and it's not able to assimilate all of that right away. So after you take the B vitamins later on that day, you notice that your urine is yellow.
Because I take B12.
Well, B12 is good. Many of us are lacking in B12. Many of us are lacking in a lot of things, especially with today's standard American diet. So sometimes we'll kind of take greens. Now, you can take a handful of greens. You don't just have to buy from us. You can take a handful of greens and put them in a blender, just some of the ones you're familiar with. Put some water in there and blend it up and strain it out. Won't taste good probably, but you're getting your greens in.
Right.
And you just figure, well, the body will take it from there. And it's got to be better than, where I was when I started. And so the greens are able to provide a lot of nutrition, but all of the plants, including the fruits, provide benefits to the body. So the lemon, for example, wonderful fruit, helps to alkalinize the body. A lot of us are too acidic with the meats and the fast food, the junk food that we eat. And so the lemon, while acid, will tend to become alkaline in the body, helps to detox the body, helps to cleanse the body, good for the skin, helps even diabetics. Sugar's a big problem, probably a much bigger problem than it was when I was a kid. Diabetes existed then, but it seems like the number of people facing amputations or facing complications from diabetic maladies has grown. And so being able to take in things like the lemon, turmeric, and ginger, most of our juices have a base of apple, lemon, and ginger. And so the ginger is good for digestion, good for acid reflux for some people, certain types of cancer. And so is the lemon. Lemon's wonderful. And this, again, things you can do at home. You can take ginger at home. Some people may take lemon and ginger
And
first thing in the morning.
Right?
Cinnamon's another one. Cinnamon's good for blood sugar, good against certain types of, I think it's antimicrobial and might be antifungal. Cinnamon's kind of a powerhouse, really. And it's kind of synergistic with honey in some cases, raw honey, which we don't use in most of ours. But the all of the herbs tend to provide a benefit. So we have a number of herbs. We don't have the teeth variety that Dr. Thomas is working with, but we have green tea and we have black tea, and I may be talking to you about some teas as well, because we'll take the herbs, including teas, and infuse them in the juices at the customer's request.
Ooh, wow.
So most of our 60 some odd roughly standard recipes don't have the herbs. Sometimes we'll infuse hibiscus because it's good for blood pressure,
Right.
good for the heart. Hawthorn, which is kind of an old school, you were talking about ancient herbs. It's kind of an old school heart herb. And we'll infuse some of that in our beet juice, which is another product that's good for energy, stamina, iron, anemia, and a number of properties. There's certain types of cancer. Beet has, and I guess, I don't want to say things that we shouldn't say, but beet has an anecdotal history of helping people heal from cancer, certain types of cancer, including beet juice as well.
And we need that. There's so
Absolutely.
many people dying of cancer. And I would love to have this. One of our professors had, a serious bout of cancer. And her husband started making some health drink for her. She is healthy, wealthy, and wise. She is doing well, very well. She was in stage 4.
Wow.
She's not now.
Wow.
He took her, he said, "You're going to drink this. You're going to stop eating this." And I know several people who have stopped eating like red meats. And, I'm trying to back away from meats, but that's a challenge.
In the processed.
Yeah.
It's hard,
Because the preservatives in it is what we ingest, and that's what works against the body for the cancers. But may I ask you a question about the juices? When somebody starts, what type of regimen do you usually start them on? Do you start them on a week and 6 a day or 7? How do you usually suggest that people take your product?
Well, again, it depends on the objective, but let's say a person was trying to cleanse, which is a little more extreme, but I may suggest that they start off with cucumber. Let me give you one of the rougher ones first.
Okay.
Cucumber, celery, very healing, not much sugar in those, lemon and ginger, maybe parsley and cilantro. All of which are kind of power packed for healing. All of those are green, and maybe with an apple, maybe with a half apple, maybe with 2 apples, depending on your palate. Nothing against the apple, but a lot of us have a lot of sugar already.
I hope
So
you
if
all are
that's the
writing this
case,
down.
then that's a good one to start with. And there's so many other things you can add to that, but that's a good kind of a basic, those 6 ingredients that you would add. Now, the celery, for example, very healing. It's a solvent, helps to break things down. And you could take it a step further by maybe taking the celery juice by itself, then taking the others later, which can include celery as well. But there's some thought that celery juice by itself will tend to have the most impact as in terms of what celery has to offer. And then you can also take it with other items. But the lemon, as we talked about, is very cleansing. I don't know if Doctor has it in some of his teas, but you could probably add it to some of them with his permission, and find that you get even more. Ginger we use as well, and Dr. Thomas mentioned that his product, very powerful, good for digestion. People don't always need a laxative that are having trouble going. Sometimes they just need better digestion. You need to break down the food. Then you want to be able to assimilate the nutrients and what it is you're eating from the food. Won't do you much good, otherwise it can even work against you. And so the ginger helps to break it down, and you get more out of it. Good for circulation, good for certain types of cancers, and it's also been found to help lower blood sugar. So ginger is good in that respect. Now, the juice I just described to you, not one of my favorite things to juice, but turmeric can be added to it. Turmeric's great in curries, good in mustard. In juices, not one of my favorite tastes. I drink it because I don't drink for taste primarily. It's just that it presents a little more of a challenge.
Have you trained your palate? That's
yes, my palate is surrendered a long time ago. So here we go again.
What is that? Sea moss. Sea moss.
Sea moss is a plant from the sea. We do
have sea moss, and I got some sea moss the other day that has a ton of turmeric in it from my aunt.
Well,
but I know it's
good.
2
powerhouses.
Yeah.
Now the sea moss in the liquid gel form, for most of us, is tasteless. Some people have a very sensitive taste. As I recall, you could be one of those people. But for most of us, sea moss doesn't have much of a taste in the gel form. In the powdered form, it's fishy like,
right.
sea like, so it
You take
kind of
turmeric,
abrupt.
take sea moss. I mean,
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it's a plant from the sea, and
Mhm.
reportedly, I think our bodies have something like 102 minerals, and reportedly sea moss has 92 of them, or thereabouts.
Right.
So when we're deficient, if we're deficient in something, which is probably most of us, it can help to replenish.
Mhm.
And if you take it, you may feel something right away, soon after, and you may not. There are a lot of moving parts in that, so it depends on what's going on with you. And I've noticed, seems like some of my, I'll say younger, 30-something-year-old, 40-something, they really kind of are drawn toward the sea moss, even for
Right.
repeat customers. So maybe they're getting that immediate impact.
what about blackstrap molasses? I also just recently
That's an
started
old
having
school,
Yeah.
very
teaspoon
beneficial.
of that. What is it good for? I just when they told me it was good for me, I just started taking a little teaspoon.
I think minerals out there.
Yeah, the amber aspect, the from the bark and so forth, has loaded with all kinds of enzymes and so forth, like my brother
Okay.
was referring to, and a lot of host of other things, just natural minerals and things that come from nature.
See, and I just love all this health. We're
Mhm.
trying to get healthier, keep our
Mhm.
bodies
Absolutely,
healthier, to have more energy, and
the world's moving back in that direction. They're
Mhm.
sick. I think, quite just to be quite frank, we're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Mm-hmm.
And so right
Yes,
now,
sir.
the movie industry's down. No one's really using the medication like we think they are. That
Mhm.
all sales are down.
Mm-hmm.
The rap labels and all of that's down now. No one's really buying this stuff anymore. You channels like this is where most people are getting their primary news from in relation to healthcare and just what's going on in the street. And not NBC, CBS anymore. That world is drying up
Right.
because no one's paying attention to it anymore. And that's kind of reflected to my own personal philosophy. Let it dry up. If we've paid a big enough cost, we've given ourselves to that system and it hasn't loved us back. And here we are here today, doing something that's been done for eons on the planet. We're going back to the old way because it works.
Right.
So, more people get their news from YouTube content creators than they do ABC News.
And that
So-
is wonderful.
That is absolutely, it is.
Mhm.
And I was feeling led to give my Cash App today, which is $ Michelle R. White, to help programs like this continue. If people want to call, send support
Yes.
and to keep shows like this on, to give community information, to give health information, financial information, books. If people are selling different things, my Cash App is $ Michelle R. White, and that can help the program, continue on. And because we
Absolutely.
want to do a lot more and expand even what we're doing. Maybe someone is listening and they have something that they want to come on and share, or someone that they know. Please let me know. Please give a call at 248-238-4863. And if you want to call in tonight on WJZZ Cool TV Community Updates, dial 313-355-6018. Again, that's 313-355-6018. And I also want to thank, we had been sharing, a lot of our listeners and viewers came out this past weekend. I'm also a Lions Club member. Lions Club International is one of the largest service organizations in the world. And I certainly, just as a human being, believe in serving humanity. And certainly as a Christian, but just as a human being.
Absolutely.
People get caught up on, church, and if you're a Christian, and what church has become, and all that. Just be a good humanitarian.
Right.
Can you be a good human being?
Right.
Walking the planet? Can you think of somebody else besides just yourself?
Yeah.
Well, we serve 25,000 meals, packed 25,000 meals this past Saturday, and it was supposed to be from 9 to noon. We finished at 11 o'clock. From all of the volunteers, and several of the volunteers came out as a direct result of hearing this program, WJGZ Community Updates.
Wow.
And they came out, and we were in Dearborn at U of M Dearborn. So I want to thank you to all of those who came out and helped prepare 25,000 meals for people that will go to people in the communities
Worthy
that
of a
need
round of
the
applause.
community.
25,000.
25,000. And we did it we finished we had an hour to spare. It was phenomenal.
Oh, God is good, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Man.
And that was really so. I want to thank everyone who came out. And then also, my co-host who couldn't be here this evening, Al Bracy, he does a fundraiser on Sundays, and I'm going to give each one of you a card. It's a fundraiser at the Good Night Lounge, and it supports the Lions Club International, and it helps community events. And so it's $10 donation to go in, and they have food, good food that you can buy, and it's every Sunday evening at, I don't know what time, 6 o'clock. Doors open at 6 o'clock p.m. every Sunday evening, and you can go over to the Goodnight Lounge. It's on 17621 West Warren, 17621 West Warren, and the proceeds from attending this fundraising event go towards the Lions Club International, and he has his club, so they go towards that. You were going to say something?
Oh, I can. The piggyback what my brother said, nature communicates with the body.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we go by our own ego, we don't know anything. You
Right.
can't trick the body. It's some functions that the body does that we don't have any control over. Heartbeat,
Right.
breathing,
Mhm.
bowel movements, and so forth. Hearing, which you can't control that. See, and so thank God, because we're running pretty raggedy with what we can control. We've run ourselves in the ground to be, I mean, put it mildly, but so it's critical, family out there in the TV land, if you will, that we make the connection and hear us today. Right now, there's more people like us coming up out of the woodworks. GMO is not the way to go. Just imagine for a second, if you will,
Now
that
tell us what a GMO is.
genetically
Modified.
genetically modified organisms. And so basically how this works is that you have a Frankenstein experiment, and then you have nature. Now, what they put over on us, and this applies to the medicinal world as well, the conventional medicinal world, is they take an apple, let's say, from nature off the tree, studied it. This is how this is how the wicked system works. They study this thing, scrutinize it under the microscope genetically.
Mhm.
Find out how God works, find out how God speaks when he creates the apple and what it's going to supposedly convey to us when it's eating in its natural state. They'll take that, produce a lie from a genetic level, alter it. A lie is an altered
So a
form
lot
of
of
truth.
these
Makes
fruits
sense.
that
Only in
don't
the form
have
of
seeds.
Yeah.
makes sense. So they'll tell you something like
What's that fruit that doesn't have a
it's
seed in it?
a
Like
Frankenstein.
seeds.
It's a Frankenstein fruit.
Right.
Right.
How you have a watermelon with no
No
seeds?
seeds.
Right,
in
and
it?
call it organic. That's what they're doing at Whole Foods. See,
Mm.
and so just to give it that's the thinking. It's a Frankenstein. They're playing the people off because it's convenient. This stuff grows faster. The flies stay away from it.
Chickens.
But because it's not a real.
What about the
If you
chickens?
the water you
Chickens
give a
with no
dog
head being
all of that.
manufactured in a factory.
You give a dog some water
And
out
we
of the
eat
tap.
it.
They look at that. They walk away. And they'll
Mm.
come back to it maybe later, maybe eat it. They know the stuff's fake. You take
Right.
pop, pour it in the plant dies. See,
Mm.
because it's Frankenstein. Frankenstein was not a real human; it was soulless.
Mm.
These fruits, as they're taken, are soulless. The water. We get in the distilled water, stay away from it. Purified water, stay away. It has no soul in it. There, you
And you
can't
were
find
saying
purified
only
water
put-
in nature. You
don't
don't find
do that
distilled
with
water
the-
in
This
nature,
is
only
true.
in the
in the
laboratories.
teas.
Yeah.
So
You
this
were-
this
what kind of water you were saying to only use these kind of waters with the tea?
you want to keep the whole schematic, the whole experience as natural as possible. You want to mirror what's out there in here. For instance, we on my channel, I say you must put this, do what you want to do, but we say if you want the full effect that we try to get for the customers, you want to put that in a spring water. You'll find spring water in nature. You won't
Right.
find distilled water. There's no elements in it, no minerals. So if you want cheap water, and you say, well, I don't know, whatever he's saying, I'm gonna put it in. What I got tap water right here. I got a microwave right. You can do that if you want. What's going to happen? Something most interesting. When you take the still water, since it's nothing in it, when you
Right.
drink it, it's going to rob your body and your bones of the minerals that's normally
Right.
present in nature.
Right.
So thus costing your body a cost to process it. And basically, if you drink it, then don't fast. Some people are fasting. It'll rob you even faster because you have no food to offset what is robbing from you.
Right.
See, but we tell people customers put this in spring water. Put one bag in there, steep it for about 10 minutes. They give you a nice release. If you want a nice punch, get your thermos and maybe 30, 40 ounce. Put your 2 tea bags in there, steep with hot water and steep it spring water. Don't use any microwaves. My microwaves destroy and denature your food and water. It's radiation. The original black guy never used radiation to warm up his food. That's a modern invention from a different perspective, from a GMO perspective.
Right.
So much to go into about that, but it's cost us dearly. This is where all your cancer comes from. When you dig our bones up from the ancient world, all of these explorers, if you read their accounts, they never say we had very low occurrence of cancer and diabetes, if at all. Some groups, when you dig up their skeletal remains, they have profound evidence of diabetes by nature, given the diet, given the lifestyle, thus given the mentality. We've been hit in the head, and we have amnesia on all levels. I'm trying to keep it to this context because it's so related. It's connected. We're connecting dots.
Right.
And so on our agricultural healthcare level, we want to have my product at Michigan's Natural Living. It works best when it's put into the spring water. You let it steep. You can take 1 bag, 2 bags, let it soak overnight. You drink it, whatever. Don't throw them out right away. Leave them in there. They won't spoil. The next day, throw you another bag in there or two. Maybe, or you can put in more hot water in that one. Drink it. You're still good. These things have high release. See.
And I did see the benefit. There was a more profound benefit when I drink it hot than when I'm drinking today. In the past couple of days, I've been drinking it cold, and I'm still getting the benefit. But there was a difference of when I drank it hot and made some hot water.
So you steeped it at room temperature today?
I didn't. Today I have this is spring water and just cold water and ice.
That's what
it's
like. So it's room temperature.
It's steeping in. This is cold tea today. Okay. But when I would drink it hot tea, there was more of an effect.
The heat offers therapy in itself. It helps increase the activity of the herbs. The herb interact. Anytime you add energy to a system, it's more activity involved, intrinsic activity. And so also the body operates at a 98 degrees optimally. So when you keep the tea warm along those lines, a little warmer, you get the full effect for maximum absorption.
And you said the name of this is Michigan's Natural Living.
Michigan's
Please tell
Natural
us
Living.
How people, if they want to reach you, how can they reach you? If they want to watch your podcast, please tell us how to do so.
Yes, I have a website called michigansnaturalliving.com. We've just finished it. I'm going to add a few things to it, and we're still updating the product line. Okay, so that's the main website there. Also, there's 2 products on there. We have several tiers. Particularly the most popular is we have a 12 herb tier, which you have 12 herbs that you can formulate and flip and mix and match on a recurring basis. If you buy the 12 herb variety and you can give me an idea what you're looking for, what you want to benefit from, we can do that. And then maybe the next time we can alternate, you can take advantage of our vast inventory and then flip the whole 12 again to something else entirely. You're not going to get that expensive nowhere else. I bought tea around the world and websites and Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, you won't find it. If you try to build a tea like that, you're going to buy 10, 15, 20 different boxes of tea. And it's not practical because that ish on the shelves have a lot of preservatives in it. My product doesn't. So,
So they can find you on michigansnaturalliving.com.
And I have a YouTube channel as well. You can Google Michigan's Natural Living YouTube because I can read off the address. I don't know.
So just Google Michigan's Natural Living on YouTube, and you can get more information and see how to order some product from you.
Absolutely, and that'll answer some of the questions in terms of what each herb does, what we do, what customers are saying. Some things that we're answering questions from the customers on that YouTube site, or we can call us directly at 586-940-9338.
9338. Again, did you hear that? 586-940-9338. 9338.
That's
940-9338.
Yes. And we mail out of state. We're used to doing that, and it's just a slight fee. For instance, give you an idea. If you live in maybe in the South, you're looking at about another $15, $12 to $15 for shipping.
And handling.
If you're located within the state of Michigan, maybe $6 to $8. So that's the average, more or less, in terms of shipping.
Okay. And Mr. Lang, tell us where the energy zone is.
The energy zone is at 19166 Livernois. As you said earlier, that's between 7 and 8 mile. But we're the first block north of 7 miles. So the first block off 7 mile going toward 8 mile, right on Livernois, near the Cuzzo's restaurant.
You're right
Good
across
Times,
from that grocery store.
Mike's Market. We're right across the street from Mike's Market. And so, in an area that's kind of growing with
Do they
small
still call it
businesses,
the Avenue of Fashion?
Right, I was thinking
yeah,
that.
I do.
I do too. And I love seeing so many Black businesses
Yes.
along that
It's
Avenue
been
of
a
Fashion.
blessing
It's
for
just
us.
been revitalized, and I
Yes.
love
It's
it. When
beautiful.
I'm
Mhm.
smiling when I'm driving down Livernois, saying this is wonderful.
Yes.
And the energy zone is right there in the middle of everything. Matter of fact, they've had
God give you
several.
glory.
You
Yeah.
were on some newscast, and do we have a caller calling in?
Yes. Yes.
Hi, caller.
Hi. Could you give that information again for the to support the Lions? Because I'm in their organization and I want to do what I can to support that Lions Club. You said on Fridays. I think you said it was on Warren Avenue.
Yes, the event is going to be, what did I just do with the card? It's going to be at
You too.
17621 West Warren Avenue at the Goodnight
The
Lounge.
energy zone
And
Detroit.
that is, there's this fundraising event that will be at the Goodnight Lounge at 17621 West Warren Avenue in Detroit, right there off of the Southfield Freeway.
Oh
The
wow, it's
Goodnight
over there in
Lounge.
Southfield.
Huh?
What's the hours?
It starts at 6 p.m.
Oh, 6 p.m. and that's Warren
Yes.
Avenue near Southfield.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 17621 West Warren, Fridays at 6 p.m. Thank
No,
you.
every Sunday. Every
Great show. I'm
Sunday.
writing down everything.
Wonderful. We thank you for listening in, tuning in. But that fundraiser is every Sunday at 6 p.m.,
Oh,
not
it's on
Friday.
Sunday.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm going to keep listening. Bye bye.
Thank you. And I think we have another call coming in. Do we have another caller coming in? Well, again, we'd like to thank everyone for calling in, tuning in, and you also you want to tune in to or go to michigansnaturalliving.com, where Dr. Marcellus Thomas will be able to tell you more about the wonderful teas that he is making and selling for benefits for our body, so that we can get away from some of the things that we have done to mess it up, and let's get it together. And then Mark Lang is the proprietor of the Energy Zone, which is located at 19166 Livernois between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the city of Detroit. Wonderful place. It's right across the street from Mike's Market. And you can go in there. Your hours are
10 to 5:30.
10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And you can get all these wonderful juices, natural juices for the body, natural juices for the mind, natural juices for your healing. We've been talking to you today about healing the body and doing things to it naturally. And I'd like to thank my wonderful co-host here who's come in and been such a blessing, Marshall, and Al Bracy will look forward to having him back with us next week. And we thank you for tuning in to Community Updates here on WJZZ Cool TV. Thank you.